It's your host, Rachael, here to whisk you away on another thrilling journey through the magical realms of Disney, Universal, and beyond. This week, I'm spilling all the juicy details about spring break at Walt Disney World, the good, the bad, and the surprising. But first, thank you to our sponsor, Alonzi Travel, the ultimate family theme park experts. Planning theme park trips can be overwhelming, but Alonzi Travel is here to make it stress-free. With their years of experience, they're your fast pass to hassle-free travel. They handle all the details, allowing you to focus on having fun with your loved ones. Whether you dream of Hogwarts or Disneyland, they've got it covered, tailoring the trip to your family's needs. Visit alonzi-travel.com/take the trip for a magical adventure. And let's dive right in. Spring break at Walt Disney World. I know, I'm crazy, I know. But it was surprising in so many good ways. So a good friend of mine, excuse me, her daughter, it was her senior year, and unprompted by me, she wanted to go to Disney World with her group of friends. And how could I say no to being a chaperone to that? So we went with them to chaperone and coordinate and all that good stuff. I got to play tour guide Barbie, and it was so much fun. Most of the girls, it was like a first time visit for them. So seeing Disney parks for the first time through other people is always so exciting for me. So that was definitely a highlight. But first, let's get into the details. So we went March 9th through the 16th. Now, I know that sounds like a really long time. The spring break portion of it was the 11th through the 16th, but I wanted to go a couple days early for myself to do the Flower and Garden Festival, and just have some pre-tour guide Barbie fun. Because once the girls came, it was going to be all about them, but these 2 days were going to be about me. We'll get into that later. I stayed at the Riviera for those first 2 nights, and then we transitioned to the All-Star Music. There were 5 of the girls sharing one room, so the family suites at All-Star Music worked best for them and their budget. And then myself and Kim stayed in a room right next door, standard room at All-Star Music. So that one worked out the best for the budget. We visited all of the parks. So Monday the girls arrived. Tuesday we did Hollywood Studios and Run Disney Registration. Epcot was on Wednesday, Animal Kingdom was on Thursday, and Magic Kingdom was on Friday. We were going to do Magic Kingdom on Tuesday, Hollywood Studios on Friday, but because we had Run Disney Race Registration on Tuesday, Kim and I decided Hollywood Studios is one of the parks that we don't need to spend a full day in. We'd be okay not showing up until later. Magic Kingdom, we wanted a full day. So that's exactly what we did. Basically every day was park open to close. Now the girls did park open and close every day, including Hollywood Studios Day. But like I said, we did Run Disney Race Registration on Hollywood Studios Day. That didn't open until 10 a.m. and it took us a whole hour. That's another podcast for another day. But once we finished race registration, we ended up getting to the park probably around noon. So by that time, we decided we didn't want to do Genie Plus. All the wait times for the rides were really, really long. So what we decided to do was just have a leisurely day at Hollywood Studios and do some of the things that Kim has never done. She's a big roller coaster fan, so she usually ends up doing all the roller coasters. Well, none of the shows she had done. So great. Hollywood Studios has some wonderful shows. So we did the Frozen Sing-Along, Beauty and the Beast, Muppet 3D, Indiana Jones. We met Daisy and Donald together. We had lunch at Woody's Lunchbox. And we took a transportation tour. So we rode the Friendship Ferry, which, sorry, a little tired today. It's raining. Which, for those who don't know, the Friendship Ferry goes from Hollywood Studios to the Swan and Dolphin, Yacht and Beach Resort, Boardwalk Inn, to Epcot and back. I can tell you now that takes an hour to do to Hollywood Studios to Epcot and back. It takes a full hour, and that was lovely because it was a beautiful day. We were kind of tired from things that had happened leading up to this trip, and we just enjoyed the boat ride. We enjoyed stopping at the resorts and just had a wonderful, wonderful time. Then, because it was still pre-dinner and we didn't want to wait any lines for rides, we rode the Skyliner. So we took the Skyliner to Caribbean Beach. then Caribbean Beach to the Riviera, got a coffee at the Riviera, and then took the Riviera Skyliner to Epcot. And then once we got off at Epcot, we walked back to Hollywood Studios. So we took a tour of transportation. All in all, that took about 2 hours, which was perfectly fine because by the time we got back to Hollywood Studios, it was time for lunch at 50's or dinner at 50's Primetime Diner. Now, this is going to go into the bad part of it, but I'll just say it now. Hollywood, we went to 50's Primetime Cafe. I recommend it all the time for my clients, but it's been a while since I've been there. I wanted to go again. This was the only restaurant the whole time we were there that was running behind. So they were running 20 minutes behind. Our reservation was at 7:40, so 20 minutes pushed into 8 o'clock. Plus the service, our server was wonderful. Nothing but good things to say about her. It was really slow. Our dinner took 2 hours. So we missed Fantasmic because the service was so slow. Now, there were 7 of us, but none of our other meals took 2 hours. So that was pretty frustrating that we missed Fantasmic because of just overall slow service. But, you know, what are you going to do? But Hollywood Studios ended up being a great day. We go back to the room and we get ready for Epcot the next morning. We did rope drop Epcot. We rope dropped Soarin' because we were staying at All Star Music. So we entered in through the front of the park. Based on our rope drop experience from Monday, before the girls arrived, Remy's was going to be out of the question. Remy's was a 70-minute wait when we rope dropped from Riviera. So we weren't even going to mess with that. We rope dropped Soarin', and then the girls went their separate ways. They did, what did they do? Oh no, we went to breakfast. We went to breakfast with the princesses, and it was perfect. It was a perfect way to start the day. We did one ride for rope drop. We did it successfully. We walked over to Frozen, the Frozen area. The Frozen line was way too long. So we went and had breakfast. We met Tiana, Aurora, Snow White, Belle, and Ariel. Those were the princesses that came by. The food was good. The price point was excessive, but you pay for an experience, and all the princesses were absolutely lovely. They were so nice. We all had wonderful interactions with them. Cannot say one bad thing about the meal there. The food was fine. It's breakfast food, but the interaction is what you pay for, and that was really nice. A change that I noticed that I didn't love was you no longer get to meet one princess when you walk in. So previously, pre-COVID, you would meet one princess in like a roped off area, so you could get like group pictures and you didn't have all these tables behind you. That's no longer. So now they just come to your table, which is fine, but I think it also gives you one less princess. And it could have just been the day that we went, but that's what we experienced. So it was a great way to start the day because, as you may know, the festival doesn't start until 11. So we had a nice big breakfast to tide us over, and then myself and Kim decided we want to do all the festival things. We had already ridden rides from Monday, so the only ride that I wanted to do that day was Spaceship Earth, and what is that? I always forget the ride. It's the Three Caballeros ride. Saludos amigos. I always forget the name of the ride. I know what ride it is, but I always forget the name. So I wanted to ride those 2 rides. We rode Living with the Land, and something really fun. We did the DuckTales scavenger hunt on the Play Disney app. This was so much fun. I have never done it before just because I always forget about it because it's a separate app. But it's so much fun. You do adventures in almost every country. Each country you're on like 3 little missions, and there's things in the countries that do things. I'll have to post some of the videos, put it together in a reel or something to show you guys. But it's so cool. I think, which one was our favorite? Japan had a cool one. Oh, I think overall Germany. Germany had some really good ones. All 3 of them we really enjoyed. So Germany was a lot of fun. But it's a little scavenger hunt. It's nothing big, but it's free and it's fun, and it gets the kids excited about being in World Showcase. But also, like, as an adult, it was a lot of fun. So highly recommend do the DuckTales scavenger hunt at Epcot on Play Disney. It is free, so, you know, we love free things. But we ate our way around the world. My favorite thing, surprisingly, was the biscuits and gravy, and it was an Impossible sausage, gross, what is it? Fried steak. at Brunchcott. Brunchcott remains my favorite booth forever and always for food. The avocado toast was fine. The biscuits and gravy was great. The French toast bites were great. Everything from there I love. The violet lemonade, again, was a hit. I don't think I had any, like, standout drinks. We had a few, but none of them were standouts. It's mostly just, they had some really good food this year, and we used a lot of our snack credits because that's the best way to get the most of your snack credits if you're there during a festival. But we ate our way around the world leisurely. We saw Voices of Liberty. We did the free tea walk where someone in the UK takes you around their tea and explains their tea to you. It was a really lovely day at Epcot. We didn't have any dinner reservations because we did the festival all day, but the girls had dinner at Tutto Italia, which they said was really good. Unfortunately, Guardians of the Galaxy was down when they went to redeem their ride, so they didn't get to ride Guardians of the Galaxy, but I was already not going to ride that. My stomach was speaking to me, telling me let's not play around today, so that was not on my list to do anyways, but I always just love a day at Epcot, and this was a really nice, calm day at Epcot where we did whatever we wanted. I had already met Donald, so I didn't need to meet him again, but yeah, it was a great day at Epcot. And then it worked out because Epcot closes at 9, and we were gonna rope drop Animal Kingdom on Thursday. I did not rope drop Animal Kingdom on Thursday. I was tired. And I was fine not riding Expedition Everest. Again, my body was telling me that's probably not a good idea. I've ridden Flight of Passage before, so I got to the park after they had ridden those two things, and we did the safari together, which only had a 15-minute wait. So we did the safari, and we did everything at Animal Kingdom. We were park open to park close. We did all the animal treks. We saw Festival of Lion King. We did the Feathered Friends in Flight. We did the Finding Nemo show, the 2 animal treks, the gorilla one and the Maharaja one. We took pictures. We had lunch at Saltuli Canteen. We sat at Nomad Lounge for an hour. We rode Dinosaur. Kim rode It's Tough to Be a Bug while I finished my Wilderness Explorer. So that was another thing we did. We did the Wilderness Explorer, which has adventures throughout Animal Kingdom. It is free. You earn Explorer badges, and it was so much fun. It was very educational. There was even stuff that I didn't know. So that was really, really fun. A great addition to the park day. So we did go to Conservation Station. The only thing we didn't do was Navi River Journey. That wait time was too long throughout the day. And Kali River Rapids was closed. That ride is always closed though, so like no surprise. But literally everything else you could do, we did. The only thing I didn't get to do, just because time, we didn't get to meet Chip and Dale in their dinosaur outfits, but we had dinner at Tusker House, and the character interactions were immaculate. Goofy was amazing. Even Mickey was amazing. Daisy and Donald are always great, but all 4 of them were just on their game. We had a great time. The girls loved it. The buffet is back, and there's even more food. So the last time I did Tusker House, it was the family style, but now it's a full buffet, and there were so many food options. The mac and cheese is still stellar, but there was lots of things on the menu, lots of interesting flavors, so just come prepared, but still a great buffet and a great value. This one was a really, really great value, and we did stay till park close, so we could see Pandora at night. The only bummer is they didn't do any of the Tree of Life Awakening shows, so we didn't get to see that, but we did get to see Pandora at night, which, if anybody has experienced that, knows it's absolutely amazing. And it was nice because the park closed at 8, and we planned on rope dropping Magic Kingdom the next day and staying till park close. And we did. We rope dropped Magic Kingdom. We got there at 7. We rode Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It had a delayed start, so it didn't start until 8 when the early entry started at 7:30. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but we did... we did get Genie Plus this day. This is the only day we did Genie Plus, okay? So that should just tell you right there how decent the days were. But we did, I think we ended up doing 8 rides with Genie Plus. We did also the People Mover, we did Tron, we did Carousel Progress, Philharmagic. So all in all, I think we did like 15 or 16 rides, plus we watched Happily Ever After, plus we watched Festival of Fantasy. We had lunch at Columbia Harbor House. We had dinner separately. The girls went to Crystal Palace. I did not want Crystal Palace. Kim and I went to Skipper Canteen, which was a hit, as always. It was a busy, busy day. It was a busy, and we didn't leave the park once. We had talked about going to, taking the monorail over to the Grand Floridian to see the Easter eggs, but we did not. We stayed in the park the whole day, so we were in the park from 7 to 11:30. And I was just as shocked as you are that I lasted Magic Kingdom all day, and it was the hottest day. It got up to 89 that day. Yeah. I'm shocked at how many Genie Pluses we were able to get. One of the things that helped us ride one extra Genie Plus was Peter Pan was closed for about half the day. And they did not let you make a Genie Plus selection for Peter Pan until it came back up. So when it came back up was actually when we had a window to book, and I booked it. So we were able to get Peter Pan. So let's do the park. What did we do? We did Pirates right after Rope Drop. Big Thunder with Genie Plus, Haunted Mansion with Genie Plus, It's a Small World with Genie Plus, Philhar Magic, Voyage of the Little Mermaid during Rope Drop, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train during Rope Drop, Dumbo with Genie Plus, Magic Carpets with Genie Plus, Tron Virtual Queue, Carousel of Progress, People Mover, Space Mountain with Genie Plus, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I think that's it. Did I say Peter Pan's Flight? Peter Pan's Flight with Genie Plus. I think that's it. That's a lot. Oh, and we did the carousel. We did the carousel too, right after fireworks. Like, I can't believe how much we got done. Magic Kingdom was such a successful day. And for all intents and purposes, it was really busy, but you saw how much we did. And it was a fantastic, fantastic day. We had so much fun. Happily Ever After, so happy it's back. And Festival of Fantasy, this is my 5th petition to Disney. Bring back all the performers. Where is Merida? She's completely missing. Where are the circus girls? Where are all the extra performers? Where are the swan girls? Disney, please bring back all of our amazing performers. Okay? Please bring back all of our amazing performers. So let's recap, because those are all of our days. I kind of went really quickly through it, but you can see, it was spring break. It was busy, but the only thing that they didn't get to do that they wanted to do was Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's because the ride went down and we couldn't afford to, the girls couldn't afford to buy an individual lightning lane. And sometimes that happens, and that's okay. But everything else they were able to do. So, such a big success. And that is the good thing. We had a park strategy, especially during Magic Kingdom. We implemented it, and we were able to do everything we wanted to do. Nobody came away disappointed, and that, to me, is a hallmark of a successful trip. Everybody met the princesses and characters they wanted to meet. Everybody rode the highlight rides that they wanted to do. So, not having anybody disappointed, yes, check mark. It was a great, great time. And we got our money's worth because we were park open to close every day. I can't believe we did a park. I have never done that many days of park open to close. I think it was the weather. I think it was the healthy eating I've been doing the past 2 months. We're making my body feel a lot better, but never have I done that many open and close days. So the bad. I didn't start out with this because it's just going to enrage me, but we were supposed to fly out Friday night and then Saturday night, and then have all of Sunday and all of Monday before the girls came, and it was the girls' trip. So we were supposed to do Epcot all day Sunday, and Magic Kingdom half day Monday, and do Disney Springs that night. Well, IAH, the airport that I fly out of, had a ground stop for several hours, and Frontier didn't cancel the flight. They delayed it until the next morning at 6 a.m. Okay, fine. It'll still get us to Disney at a decent time. And then they pushed it and pushed it and pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. Our flight did not take off. It was supposed to leave Saturday at 5 p.m. We didn't leave until Sunday at 1 p.m. I was so enraged. We didn't get to the Riviera until 5 p.m. So the entire day, basically gone. So what we ended up doing was we just went to Magic Kingdom for a little bit. We rode It's a Small World and I think one other ride. I was in a bad place mentally. The Riviera also messed up some things for me, so I was not in the right headspace to do anything, but we did go to Magic Kingdom. And then we had dinner at Topolino's Terrace, which turned into a whole nother nightmare. The food was fine. I don't think I'm going to go back to Topolino's Terrace for dinner for a very long time. The food was fine. The drink was fine. The amount of money we paid for it, plus everything else that went on, I won't go back for a long time. Breakfast, sure. I've had nothing but great experiences with breakfast, but dinner, it's not gonna happen again for a very long time. So then the next day we switched it to Epcot. So we spent a half day at Epcot, got our minds right, met Donald, met Daisy, had a good day at Epcot, and then we went to Homecoming, which was fine. Homecoming is still not someplace I'm going to recommend to people. Sorry, it's not my cup of tea, but it's also not a good use of your dining plan. FYI, I'll do a whole nother video on the dining plan, but it's not a good use of your dining plan. So yeah. But we did get some good cookies at Gideon's. We got some shopping done, so that was good. But it was just a very frustrating start, and Frontier did absolutely nothing for us in terms of any kind of compensation at all. So I'm still working with Disney Vacation Club to try and figure that out, because I lost a whole night's worth of points, which at the Riviera it was 27, and that's a lot of points. So I'm working on that. And on the way home, Frontier, it took us 45 minutes to check in our pre-tagged luggage. At every other airport, Frontier tells you can't check in until 2 hours prior. At Orlando, it's 3 hours prior. Thank God we had one of the first flights of the day, because security was also not horrible, and most of the girls did not have TSA pre-check. So what could have turned out to be a nightmare wasn't so bad. We got to the gate with 30 minutes to spare, so that was fine. But the airport at MCO, as predicted, was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, and people were being, not the best. Yeah, as Kim said, reminded the girls, you see kind of the worst of humanity when you're dealing with crowds, when you're dealing with the airports. You see the worst of people, and we definitely saw the worst of some people. And those Frontier flight attendants were ready to fight. My goodness. So Frontier is going to go on my list of never fly again unless you have extreme flexibility and you are not checking any bags. So sorry, Frontier. You are now on my poo-poo list forever and always. And that's just, it is what it is. The crowds were high, but I can't say that it negatively impacted our trip. So yeah, it was crowded, but I don't think anything negative about it. So I think we also had our minds are prepared for busy times, but it was not a negative impact on our trip, which is a nice thing to say. Now, the surprising for the trip, while it was crowded, like I said, I'm not putting that in my bad category, because we were able to do everything we wanted to do throughout the days, like events and fireworks and parades, those felt busy, but other than that, it was totally fine. Also, in the surprising, All-Star Music was great. So I kind of mentioned the Riviera. We had a lot of issues with them, and the people were really nice, but they didn't actually own any of the issues or help me with anything. Some of those issues I had to bring to All-Star because we had switched resorts, and that's just how the chips fell. They were incredibly kind, incredibly helpful, went above and beyond what they should have done, took care of, and our stay there was flawless, which you would think it would be the other way around. At a deluxe resort, you expect deluxe service. At a value resort, you expect value service. And it was the other way around, and I made sure to give cast compliments because I was pleasantly surprised with the amazing service that we got at All-Star Music. We also had no noise issues at All-Star Music. Our room was in the jazz section, which is in between two pools. We had no noise issues at all. The rooms were clean. The housekeeping staff came by frequently. It was the solid option. And I don't like staying at value resorts just because the rooms are too small for me. The bathrooms are a little too small. But overall, like, All-Star Music is gonna get on my list of recommendations because the staff did so well with us. We had no bus issues either. We never really had to wait more than 15 minutes for a bus, which is fantastic. When there was a long line, the All-Star Sports bus said, jump on our bus and we'll take you. So that was super nice. Like, in general, All-Star Music did a great job. No complaints. What? I'm shocked. I'm not going to make a point to stay at a value resort again because it's just not my cup of tea. The rooms, like I said, are too small and the beds are a little, like, everything is just a little bit less nice. But that's fine. But for people who are looking for that price point, it's great. I have no complaints, which I'm shocked at. So that's why it goes in the surprising category, because All-Star Music did surprise me, and that's nice. That's nice. They did not have a Coke freestyle machine, which was a bummer. I thought they might have, but they don't yet. So hopefully that's coming soon. But all in all, you know, for spring break, for what we got accomplished, I'm so thrilled, and I'm so thrilled that the kids had a good time and they enjoyed each other's company, and we had a wonderful time. Now, there was some hiccups with the dining plan throughout the time, but I'm going to do a separate video on the dining plan because it can get pretty complicated and there's a lot of opinions about the dining plan. But for now, that's a really quick recap of spring break. Not to say that crowds aren't frustrating and, you know, spring break is the best time to go. Spring break is not the best time to go. But if that's what you're working with, you can have a successful trip if you kind of know what you're doing ahead of time. And that's what everyone at Alonzi Travel is here to help with, is get your park strategies in place so you kind of know, well, you know what to do when you go in and you're like, oh, Slinky Dog has a return time of 7 p.m. What am I going to do until then? So you have strategies in place so you can get everything that you want done. You can have a good time. You're not overwhelmed. You're not stressed. So that's what Alonzi Travel is here to help you with. So when you're ready to book your 2025 spring break vacation, because we already can, let us know. It's alonzi-travel.com/take the trip. We would love to chat with you about your perfect spring break vacation, or any other vacation for that matter. Maybe you're like some of the kids in my area that had a random week off in February. That would be a great time to go. But hit us up so we can plan your next dream vacation. And maybe it's going to be at All-Star Music. What a crazy world we live in. Until next time, you guys have a great day. And thank you again to our sponsor, Alonzi Travel.